Things on social media are always being attacked by cancel culture vultures. These people will go after literally anything they think is an easy target, and apparently the next target is Digimon. There are people right now who are trying to cancel a stage play because political correctness is the main villain, and he's even got a move called cancel culture, which I and a lot of other people think is absolutely hilarious. So I wanted to read this Bounding into Comics article. It says Digimon Tamer's stage play accused of promoting far-right politics by a fan translation group for featuring political correctness as villain with a cancel culture attack. But really quickly, before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via direct donations. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So it says, in their recent fan sub of a Digimon Tamer stage play performed during the recent Digifest 2021 event, English fandub group The Wild Bunch included a warning at the beginning of their release, warning that this program promotes far-right politics and conspiracy theories, due to its feature of political correctness as its story villain. It's not even like a viewer discretion is advised warning because this play having far-right politics are these people's opinions. It's not like a violence tag from a ratings board. It almost ruins the spirit of the translation because it's like these people go into it not to enjoy the show, but they want people to question the writer's politics, which is a garbage thing to do. It's like adding an introduction to a book that says, "Don't trust this book." But scrolling down, it says released on August 3rd, The Wild Bunch's fan sub of the Digifest 2021 stage play bears a disclaimer warning viewers that the stage play, which sees the cast of Digimon Tamers reunite to read a newly written script from the series writer himself, program promotes far-right politics and conspiracy theories. So added to the release based on the fact that Kanaka's script negatively portrays the concepts of political correctness, censorship, and cancel culture as societal threats, The Wild Bunch's warning further notes the views and opinions expressed herein do not reflect those of DATS and The Wild Bunch, and these things are societal issues. I talk about censorship all of the time, and there's always people who don't look at the bigger picture. That's exactly why it's so important to always talk about, because when you let things slide because they're small or insignificant, more and more of those situations happen. The same goes with cancel culture. Cancel culture is not something that should be normalized. Cancel culture vultures think that what they believe in is fact and not opinion, which is not the case. Imagine calling someone far right just because they criticize cancel culture. That's pretty effed up. So beginning with a brief recap of what they've each been up to, the Digimon Tamer's long-awaited reunion is soon interrupted by the Hypnos leader, who asks, how much longer are you going to be doing this fluffy friendship story? A new threat is approaching even as we speak, one of the characters says. And what does the government do? They form the Digital Reform Bill, and it says, of course, now, of all times, it passes, but handling personal information is considered secondary. The dialogue here is actually pretty freaking hilarious. It continues to say, what is this new threat you mentioned? I don't see anything on Nyx's monitors. You don't know? Are you telling me you're overlooking the worst possible disaster that has struck the internet and media? And he says, you don't see it? The dark shadows that have fallen upon the internet, the terrifyingly increasing pressure to conform to a single value system, where anyone who objects is removed. This is freaking hilarious. It says censorship on the internet is rampant and real news covered up by fake news. People with a different opinion have had their online accounts terminated. Even alternative perspectives are set out to be crushed by fact checkers, so only uniform answers can exist. At this point, people's daily lives are controlled by information on the internet. Taken aback, a character answers, Chief, What are you talking about is the paradox of tolerance, right? That's indeed a serious problem, but Nyx's mission is to investigate and counteract negative influences from the digital world that affect the real world. Yamaki says, you don't see the dark clouds approaching us here? Soon they will engulf the entire Earth and use its fearsome power to strip humans of our inherent free values by the roots. Extreme political correctness. Now is exactly the time for Tamers and Digimon to take a stand. It scrolls down, saying, shortly after Yamaki gives his warning, the group is attacked by a mysterious entity maternalizing above the skies the aforementioned political correctness. Though the Tamers and their Digimon partners are quick to leap into action to cancel their newly formed physical opponent, the entity soon